When do you think you're awesome, Pops?
Thanks.
Don't lie to him.
Is it just concrete on that side?
Yeah, well, Dave...
Sammy, you don't... There's literally a drilling rig here.
To be fair, I didn't realise Pupsy's side was way bigger than Sammy's. Like, I wondered why it took us so longer.
I got the entire wall.
Yes, I was like, how did it only take us a few minutes to put Sammy's?
There's always an excuse, isn't there? Like, genuinely, like,
Oh, hang on.
can't
My
just
side's
be
only
the...
just been finished. Now I get to concrete.
You are taking your time with that concrete, though, to be honest, Storia.
Got a slow nozzle. Needs to put some points in it.
My nozzle is maxed out on points, I have, you know, Paul.
Yeah, but I'm just not convinced we're
best
getting it.
nozzle in the business.
I don't know, I think Sammy's nozzle did a better job.
I might rent a pourer just to see if it works quicker.
You what, mate?
That's a good job, Sammy. It seems like you're doing a lot more than Pups there. You can see you've really got that.
Well, if Sammy was really clever, he would actually just drive onto it and then just drive up and down instead of sitting on the sidewalk.
That'd break my immersion.
Yeah, he's done more than me, Dave. Look how much I've done and he's done that. But...
Yeah, it's about the same, to be honest.
Wow.
And it's quality, not quantity.
He's going for it.
What are you doing with my concrete truck?
You've got one. You don't need two.
Always got to steal the show. At least Paul listens to my advice. Now Sammy's in the way. Honestly, just can't get the staff. Look at them acting like children again.
This is how they do it IRL.
I was going to get the third one, but it's going to be done before I can get back.
It's going to be done shortly. I'll just finish off all the bits Pups has missed.
Well, you'll probably need to refill again once the Pups misses. Well done, guys. Well done, well done, Sammy. Did a fantastic job.
Really, Dave? Really, Dave?
Oh, yeah, and yeah, sorry, and yeah, sorry.
Wow.
And you, Pups, well done, mates.
You make me sick, Dave.
I got out there as well.
I saw that. He just full sand into the wall.
I did.
Just helped it.
And it worked.
I don't drink Red Bull, so no, I haven't had one too many Red Bull.
It gives you wings though, Pups.
Yeah, that's why they got sued.
Well, because it doesn't.
Yep. That's actually why they got sued. I think someone tried to fly after drinking it or something.
Oh, God.
It must have been in America. I'm prepared to bet that it's America.
What's the next step?
What's wrong with the
Drilling. Materials, components.
You just ordered a giant kebab.
Pops is just jealous of us. You what, mate? I would go on a strike if I could, Cat. The way I've been treated is diabolical.
do you have a guilty pleasure takeaway, Paul, or is it just like you've never had one of those because you always have to order one for the family if you order one?
It's essentially it. There's like,
Yeah.
there's a weird expectation that if Dad's going to get himself a takeaway, then he's going to get everybody else a takeaway.
Yeah, so it's like, I suppose you haven't got yourself set up like, oh, this is the only thing that I order when nobody else is in the house.
Oh, if there's nobody else here, I go for it.
Yeah.
See, I say that, and then Sarah moans at me because when you buy a takeaway, especially on like Just Eat or something, you have to hit the minimum order requirement or whatever it is. So I always have a £12 order from Derby Grill that I have it's spot on. But when Sarah joins me, 2 kebabs is like 16 quid anyway, so I miss out on all the little goodies.
Dave, do you want to lift the one with the yellow band in place for Paul?
Shall I grab another drill and do the other side?
No.
Can't confirm the one who sued Red Bull was an American.
I was. Did they win it? I can't remember if they won their court case.
Well, they did have one that said the coffee was too hot, so they sued. The hot coffee was too hot. How?
What's wrong with 16 quid for 2 kebabs, Jack? Yeah, he got like $40 million.
Don't place that yet, Dave.
What?
Don't place that yet, because you might screw Paul up.
He won't let me place it on if it
Or you
falls
can
in the
just,
way.
you don't need the hook bit, you can just go straight onto it. Dave placed it for you.
Dave placed it for you, but if he
Oh.
places the other one, he might trap you.
Captain Jack, it's not, mate. It's the decent kebabs. Like, ask Paul how good the kebabs are from that place. They're decent. Like, there's one kebab there that's, I think it's £15 on its own, something like that. And when
I've got a
one of my
kebab
buddies
shop
come
like that
over,
near
we have
me.
that. In fact, yeah, Paul had one of them, didn't you? And that came with the rice and everything.
I had, well, it was like a monster one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
And I had
I
it
need
with
to
salad as well.
Salad. Can someone describe what a kebab is? How do you explain what a kebab
Where's
is?
Cat Strater from?
America,
America.
isn't he?
America. It's like a shawarma. I think that's what you call it in America.
Sounds
Shawarma
like,
thing.
sounds like you're swearing.
I don't swear, it's a PG stream, Paul, you know that.
I'm gonna have to experience one of these kebabs at some point, Dave, that you keep going on about.
Shawarma.
Oh yeah, gyro, whatever it's called over here, that's when you go to the post office and get your money. Gyros in Greece, isn't it?
A gyro. Oh. So, just to confirm, that person that sued Red Bull actually got $40 million.
That's just outrageous.
Was that lawsuit only in America? So if I do it over here,
If you went to a UK court and said you're suing them because it said it gave you wings, you'd just be like, the courts would just laugh at you.
Exactly, which is what should happen. Otherwise, it just encourages more stupidity.
Yup.
I forgot what cat's name it is.
Time.
I'm doing great with names lately.
Time.
Elsinore, yeah, over here you have different types of kebabs, so it is on a stick, but like doner kebab's on a huge stick, like a spit. But
And
then
then
if
it
you have like,
spins around,
You pointing at
and then,
it?
Yeah.
and then they shave it. I don't actually know what the technical term is. They give it a trim.
yeah, I think they do call it trim, a shaver, sorry. And then, but if you have like a kofta kebab, then it's just a little one on the stick, and a lot of the chicken kebabs are just little ones on a stick. And a shish kebab, yeah.
That one's done, Paul.
It just bugs me because it says like 3/4 on the circle thing.
Because we need to do what the concrete bit at the last.
Yeah. I'm here for the concrete. Dave, you don't need that bit yet.
Let's put this one in first, though.
Yeah, no, I was getting it out the way.
Oh, I've got no concrete trucks.
Oh, Captain Jack, you don't have it on a pita bread. This Paul does this as well.
What?
You have it on a naan bread, not a pita bread. Like pita bread's basically like
Wait, I had
cardboard.
naan bread last time. I'm sure I did.
Yeah, you did here, but only because I've moaned at you for having pita bread.
There's nothing wrong with pizza bread.
It's
I
like
agree with Paul
cardboard
on
compared to naan bread.
I think-
Naan bread's far superior.
I do agree, but you can soften pita bread up, and then it's nice.
Yeah, but you might as well just have naan bread. It's nicer. It's like 50p more or something.
13 million. I'm suing Red Bull, lads.
You can't. Not, they've been sued already. Can't do
Yeah,
it.
but that was in America. Does that transfer to the UK? That's what I need to know.
I'm getting soup KP peanuts for having peanuts in the bags.
Hang on, there's a work light on this thing. There we go.
Pops, I'll stick to my macaroni extra. Blech.
I must admit, the missus made macaroni cheese the other day,
Yes.
and I love cheese, and I'm alright with pasta. It's not my favourite, but I'll eat it. But when I don't know why, it tastes way more cheesy when you have macaroni cheese. I don't get it.
Yeah, because they
It's
add
like-
stuff to it. It's like heavily processed cheese on top of pasta.
Yeah, but she got proper cheese. I watched it.
Right, Dave? I like cheese and I like pasta. I just don't like macaroni cheese.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
like got a fake cheese taste, even though I know she's used proper cheese. Because that's why she made it, because I said don't want it because I don't like the fake cheesy taste. But there must be one of the cheeses that they tell you to use that just tastes like fake cheese.
That's nothing, Dave. We have a mod that has macaroni cheese in a pie.
What?
Hang on, Ken
Exactly.
said that was good as well.
Oh, Ken. Oh, you was better than that.
Pita bread might be the original way to have a kebab, but horses were the original way to get around. People still got cars because it's better. Like, just upgrade because it's better.
Thanks, Paul.
Well, I had to change mode so I could move out of the way.
We've probably got more to do.
I'm assuming we're drilling the pylons for the dock.
Yep. There you go. Dave, left them for Paul.
Yeah, I'm on it. I don't know why he didn't just tell me that before, but hey ho. And my
It's not how the
circles have
game rolls.
disappeared.
9 times out of 10, if mac and cheese is on the menu, I'm ordering it. We can't be friends anymore, I'm sorry.
You
My
what,
little
Dave?
circles have disappeared. to
thank
tell me
40
where to
months.
go.
What's happening here?
Yeah, you
My circles have gone, so I can't see where
press
my...
backspace and reset the crane.
I have
maybe.
reset it. Yeah, someone else is going to have to do it. I can't actually see the circles at all. If somebody else
Surely a
wants to jump in and
kebab
try.
works best with fry. Thanks for the mac and cheese and a hot dog. You what, mate?
Unloading is not possible. There's something in the way.
Can't be me, I'm nowhere near.
Yeah, it's you, Paul. It's a stupid thing. He's
Kebab is served with rice. Yes, that's the best way when it's like... That's what we have from the kebab shop I normally go. They used to do kebab meat and just rice with like a pita bread or naan bread on the side, and then like chilies and stuff like that with it, and it was brilliant. But then they changed it because people kept complaining that there was too much rice and stuff with it because we're scumbags.
okay. Paul's rig doesn't have any tracks on my screen. Is anybody else seeing that?
Doesn't have any track.
I've got tracks.
You don't need to see
No,
my
I've got
tracks.
However, for me, your crane, like your hook on the crane is right at the top, and then you've got like massive ropes coming down that are all janky.
Well, on Paul's screen, the pipe is on the ground.
Yeah, it is on the ground on my screen as well.
Yeah, the pipe's on the ground for me.
Pipes on the ground, but your hooks, like the hook that's normally a couple of feet above you to right, nearly touching your boom arm.
Looking at the stream, I've got exactly what Paul's seeing.
And apparently you're connecting to that pipe from the very top, and also keep on seeing as massive ropes appear then disappear. What's going on?
We're building a marina time.
How have you been, Ty?
I've been good.
Alright, I'm gonna stick that other pipe on top.
I think the last time we spoke you were picking up a new car or something.
On my screen, I can't even see a pipe attached.
The pipe's on the floor next. Oh yeah, you've got lost the pipe on your screen now. I can see the pipe. Oh, I can see the hook now.
I can't see any of that.
All electric.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, I remember now. You're liking the car.
Chevy Bolt.
Can't wait for my kebab.
I thought you couldn't be bothered to walk down the road. Right.
Yeah, but I need it after today.
Are you going to put that one on as well?
Well, at the moment, everything seems to be very kind of buggy from a point of view that you seem to be moving constantly, but on my screen you seem to be like lag moving.
Oh, he's fine for me. Hot? Do you like hot? Not really.
I've got the hook coming in, Paul. Never mind.
I won't mind an electric vehicle if I ever get a car, but they're just so expensive. I just can't afford it.
Range Rover and Jag have gone down the hydrogen route.
They're all too expensive cars, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't get anything Land Rover or Range Rover or anything like that though. I've grown up with them. Never again. The only time you should ever buy a Land Rover or a Range Rover if you're able to fix them constantly. And if you enjoy fixing it. We used to have 2 Land Rovers just so you had spares for the other one.
EVs are perfect for the golf course. Can't ride over a golf course with them.
We used to have a 130, Chris. It was brilliant. Like, the good thing is they're like Lego, so you can just, well, they used to be, I suppose. The new ones are completely different, like the Range Rovers. But the old ones, like the old 110 and 130, they're so good. You can just switch out the diff or, sort stuff out yourself. But man,
That's like they're
you
great
have
to work on.
Yeah, the 130 was they basically used it as a 4x4 off-road for ambulance for mountain rescue, so that's why we had them. That's what my old man used to, what part of his job.
Right, we need the other section bit. Why is it showing? How many of these are we doing?
No idea.
Did you say 16?
6.
Gonna say Alt F4.
Yeah, because self-driving cars are going so well.
You use them in Dubai.
They're allowed in China now. Basically, wherever they don't care about health and safety, they're allowed to be used now.
Sorry, Paul, I still haven't got the circle on my screen, so I have no idea where anything's going.
Talking about Dubai, did you see that like 40-kilometer hotel on its side thing that they want to build?
What's on its side? What's wrong with building them up right?
Because it's going to be like 40 kilometers long or something and have everything you need.
Do you know what's paying for that as well?
Oil.
Oil money. Petrol.
F1 sponsorship money. Yeah, that's the one, Hannah.
$1,000 for 5,000.
I couldn't remember what it was called. Self-driving cars are already about there called taxis. Love it. That's what Uber's for. The new Mercedes Autopilot is the first self-driving system to be approved for German roads.
I've never heard of that one, maybe.
What was that, Sammy?
I said, of course it is. Germans aren't going to say, oh yeah, you drive the American car, no country, yeah.
Well, funny enough, China's approved the BYD autopilot system.
Yeah, that's
on their
weird,
roads.
isn't it? You know, that's really curious, isn't it, Paul?
It's super weird.
Corruption in government officials? No, never.
What are England going to approve then?
Nothing at the moment, Dave.
There is a self-driving JCB. Well, remote
I'm
control
playing this
JCB.
crane on hard mode without the white reticle on the button. It's quite fun though.
Oh
Okay,
my god.
Paul's
Gary.
just disappeared.
I think he pressed the wrong button.
It's so easy to, like, when you go to drive mode, you press X and go to drive mode, and if you're not quite, if you don't, like when you're holding the stick in a diagonal fashion, if you just for a brief second flick it into that vertical position, it resets. Reset should be down, just completely away from all the other icons, so you can't do it accidentally.
Well, we know the devs are listening, so they might take it on board, Paul.
If you are listening, devs, please move the reset out of the way of all the other icons, and then you can't accidentally flick onto it.
And if you're listening, Debs, can you put my name in the credits? I don't care where.
Is there a hotkey for actually switching mode on keyboard?
Tab.
That's just tab, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either, to be honest.
Has London not got an Uber boat? I don't know.
Has it not got what?
An Uber boat.
Uber boat.
I know somewhere in America you can get Uber helicopters or something.
Yeah, you can get them in Vegas.
But apparently London does have an Uber boat.
It's a good job they didn't call it the U-boat or something, isn't it?
On the Thames. There's a U-boat in the
There's a
Thames.
U-boat on the Thames. Am I in the way there, Paul?
No, you just need to stay there until finished. I've got to put this one on the ground properly before you can put that one on.
Yeah, sorry, that's fine. I just thought you were hitting me. Because on my screen I was miles away, so I'm just making sure.
The new S-Class that is planned for this year will get a full self-driving up to 60 kilometers an hour. It's the first car to get that rating in Germany.
That Mercedes S-Class and the BMW 7 Series, the depreciation on them is just unbelievable. They lose their values like so much, it's scary.
Oh
Okay.
wow, the desync is real. I'm just watching your stream.
Now desynced.
Every time
Yeah, I'm
we
watching
dig
your stream.
if we ever
Paul, and
dig-
you're miles away.
the ground, we pretty much always desync.
What is an Uber boat good used for? Like, well, I guess like, if you're going from one end of the Thames to the other end of the Thames.
Yeah, you're not wrong, they're egregious.
You're not going to be using this on the underground. I know that for sure.
Right, we'll put that part in there.
I should hope not, though. Be a bit worrying. What everyone should buy is milk floats.
Yeah, the S8, exactly. Orbs. It's not only that, it's just that because they're so fantastically expensive to run, like nobody wants to buy them. Only the super rich. For the chauffeurs, as you say. Isn't the benefit in kind on them though egregious when you lease them through your company? Benefit in kind on something like that is unbelievable. They're not exactly a tax break.
That depends, Chris, what Rolls Royce it is and the shape it's in when you get it. Yeah, if you need a part for it, it's going to be expensive.
I don't think so, Boyle. I don't think that's true at all. If you ever look at, you know, when they produce those tables of like reliable cars and stuff, it's people like Mazda that are always near the top.
Toyota as well, they do pretty well, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, it's not the German cars. They're always like way down the list.
Basically, have a look what taxi drivers use, and they are usually the ones that do well.
What, like a Toyota Prius?
Yeah, again, like Toyotas, the little
The amount
Nissans
of
and
miles
stuff like that.
taxi drivers get out of their car. Talking about taxi drivers, my neighbour 4 doors down is a taxi driver, and he's got like a car that's like 3 years old, and it's done 500,000 miles.
good skills.
Just get an MX-5.
My friend used to have a Mazda 323. I don't think anything ever went wrong on it.
So, Paul, according to Auto Express, the Mercedes-Benz S-Class is the fastest depreciating car with an average depreciation of £93,000.
Wow!
I wasn't wrong then, was I?
Wow!
I wasn't
Followed
wrong.
by the Audi A8,
If you need
a
to move your
Subaru Impreza, and an Aston Martin.
Okay, I expected the Subaru and the... What was the other one, sorry?
Aston
Martin, did you
So
say?
Mercedes-Benz S, Audi A8, Subaru Impreza, Aston Martin, and then a BMW 2 Series is the top 5. Then the slowest depreciating cars is the Porsche 911 GT3.
That does not surprise me in
The
any
They
way.
Porsche
go up in
Macan.
value if you
Is
wait
it
long
Porsche
enough.
Macan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then a Range Rover Evoque, and then a Range Rover. And then a Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo are the slowest depreciating cars.
Is there any more drilling to be had, do you think?
Don't think
Checking
so.
now for your Paul.
Otherwise, if not, I'll send that
Concrete.
back to storage.
As if the fastest depreciating car, number 10, is a Fiat 500.
Really?
Yeah.
Fiat 500.
That surprises me.
I mean, I go through this list, right, and it's Mercedes, Audi, Subaru, Aston Martin, BMW, Bentley, Mercedes, Maserati,
Suzuki
BMW,
Swift.
and on the end is Fiat.
What about the most reliable cars, Sammy?
Well, that's hard to gauge, isn't it?
Yeah, but surely they might have like what is it? An article? Yeah, that's
That always depends on who sponsors the article.
Yep.
Oh, the receptacles just come back when I picked this one up.
What did?
The they call receptacles, is that not the right word? The icon, so I can actually see where my crane's going.
Oh, yeah.
What car? Top 50 most reliable cars. Here we go.
Most unreliable cars. Hang on.
A BMW 3 Series petrol from 2012 to 2019 has a reliability rating of 96.8%. And then it's a BMW 1 Series from 2019 to present day with a reliability score of 96.9%.
I saw Paul trying to scumbag me. I saw you, and that's why I was like, no.
I was those seconds away now.
I just saw you. I was like, who's that with another red one?
According to what car, the Nissan X-Trail is the most unreliable car.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
See, that surprises me as well, because we had the Nissan truck, whatever it was called, Navara, and that thing was brilliant. Yeah, that was like, we only got rid of it due to its age, not for anything else.
The second is a Land Rover Discovery, diesel.
What a surprise.
A Porsche 781 Cayman, a Volkswagen Touran, and then a Ford Fiesta, apparently, are the top
Ford Fiesta, wow.
5 most unreliable cars.
That's the thing with Ford, they're like cheap parts, aren't they? So people accept their unreliability on the basis that they can fix them cheaply.
I mean, I'm not very happy about the rest of the list because a lot of them are cars that I'm quite passionate about, so I'm not going to read about.
Have we got magnetic steel bars here or something?
Yeah, something's going. All of the bars are flipping everywhere and going crazy for me.
According to Auto Express, the most reliable cars to buy in 2022. At number 10, we have a Toyota CHR.
CHR?
Yes.
Yes, they're like mini SUV
crossover
style
thing. Oh. And then at number 9, we have a VW T-Roc. Number 8, a Renault Captur. Number 7, the Kia e-Niro.
What, an electric car? What a surprise.
Yeah, wait, how can that be the most reliable car?
That's number 7. Number 6 is a Kia Rio Petrol Edition. Number 5 is a mini hatchback. Number 6 is the Kia C''D. Number 3 is a Nissan CX-5.
Somebody else is going to have to jump in this crane. I've lost my thing again.
And at number 1, we have the Skoda, however you pronounce that name. Kodacube.
Color Cube.
Yes,
Color Cube.
Do you want to jump in there, Sammy, and finish that, mate? My icons disappeared again, and all of the bars are flipping out for me. Oh, actually, they're on the floor when I'm down here.
Yes, Frome, sorry. I was reading like multiple car names at once.
Was the Kia Sportage on there at all?
No, it was not.
Oh.
I do love how you go on different websites, the list is different. It's quite funny, to be honest.
Who's in the tower crane?
Me.
Dave?
You'll have to put that one in because I can't get
Can't
over to
Wait,
it.
and I'll see where it ends up.
On
The
my
most-
screen, they're
That
just
one, though.
spinning around. Everything is. I don't know what's going on. It's like something out of a Harry Potter film.
Carwell, the most reliable second-hand cars are fit.
Snappy crane
Fit-
movements because it's really long extension. So
Fiat 500 lives for an average age of 6 years, apparently. And the most common fault is a clutch. Holy moly, I've just seen how much it costs for a new clutch for a Fiat 500.
what is that, including or excluding labour?
I'm guessing it just says the most expensive repair clutch, £1,880 for a clutch.
Is it a body off
Yeah.
job?
The clutch of my Clio, when I had that, was expensive to replace because not because the part was cheap. It's about 80
These-
quid.
These are the most reliable second-hand cars, apparently. The Toyota RAV4 with an average lifespan of 8 years. And the most common problem is the fuel injectors, and it basically says you need a new engine, and that's around £2,000.
It's never really about the part; it's getting to the part that costs the money.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then
it's
a
all
Toyota
labour, isn't it?
Yaris. Same again, 8 years of average lifespan. Most common fault is the electrical system, and the most expensive repair is the gearbox at £3,106. Surely them prices have to be like main dealer prices, or not if you went to like an independent garage.
Well, I don't know. Thank you for 55 months, Andrew.
I'm gonna go and see what number 1 is. Whiteland will be happy. A Mazda MX-5 has an average lifespan of 9 years. And the most expensive repair is the air conditioning top-up.
Really? What?
Paul, we might have to get jiggy with this
What's going on?
because I can't work out that this steel beam is buttoned down, so you can't pick it up.
Oh, that made me laugh.
Can you not see the little hook thing, or do you just need me to like nudge it?
We just need to kind of.
Do you need it moved somewhere?
Oh, there we go.
Well, I now see the thing, but it's like.
It's just bouncing around.
Good luck with that.
Yep.
Hang on, leave it there. Leave it there. Leave it
There,
there.
done. No.
I don't know why
I
it
can
says
see
the
that.
Yeah, I can see that now.
I was just reading an article.
So what we've learned off that is Toyota, Mazda, Kia,
Yep.
pretty reliable.
Yeah,
Oh, and a
funny that.
Ford.
Which is what I said.
A Ford
Yeah.
Focus, I think it was.
Oh yeah, Ford. Well, Ford, it's not that they're reliable. It just doesn't matter if they break down because you can just go to the scrap yard and replace everything. dead
Before
cheap.
we start moving any of this, may I suggest a game boot? Because things are definitely just not right.
Okie dokie.
It's going to be the
awesome.
get back in dance, though, isn't it?
It is
The
gonna be
problem
get
I've
back in
got-
dance.
Well, at the moment, I've still got a load of pallets of
Yeah,
bars
exactly.
here, and I'm stood on a pallet of bars, and the metal frame, the circle pipes are over here still.
A car is pretty simple, maintain it and it will give reliability in return unless it's a VW or Ford.
I don't agree. A car is pretty simple, Runes.
No, as someone who works on cars, cars are far from simple. Go and change a clutch plate on a like a BMW MX-5 or something, and then
Wait,
Then-
what?
it's 'cause I'm
BMW
reading chat as well. I mean X5. I saw someone said made MX-5 and it shit in my head. I
As
was like,
somebody
yeah.
that's a car professional, please use the Porsche
Yeah, please
Toyota.
don't. Yeah, please don't ever repair my BMW MX-5.
I was reading chat at the same time. Leave me alone.
My Porsche Toyota Vanquish.
Like Kia Polo.
Do you wanna take your finger off the hashtag key? You all right there? You okay?
Mr. Thyrox, 110 months. Look at that.
Wow.
110. 70 months, so I can shout 180.
He's waiting for 70 months' time. Wow.
Lol, Jack. I was actually reading chat. People were talking about
Do you
MX-5.
think if people get there, Paul, you'll have a custom notification sound for 180 months.
Who knows what we'll have by then? Actually, though,
Well-
Gil, they get excited when you get 120. If you think about it, if you get two treble 20s, they go 120 as if they're building up to the next dart,
Yeah.
and then they go 180. And get, oh, I need to leave. Hold on.
121. Aww.
100.
Yeah, the disappointing. But I love it when they do that.
Yeah,
121.
like you say, when they do 120 and they're like, oh, they want that next one, and it's 125.
It's great.
Are we all going to do Steam boots as well?
I've
just to...
just rebooted my Steam, so yeah.
I just bounced my Steam. Do you know what, Gil? I might get some dart sound notifications in.
Oh, can I do them for you, Paul?
120.
120. That's only doing
180.
No, we don't. We need somebody good then. None of us.
Wow.
Right, so can we trial something?
Yes.
Let's do pull load in, no movement. Let's all jump in and see what it's like. Because all the equipment is away, so the only thing that's left out is the pallets of stuff that were left on site, right?
Yes. And they were all in the delivery zone anyway.
Yeah.
I own a Volvo 2005 model and everything is original on it, and it's done 500 km without any big problems.
The thing is, Runes, I don't think they build cars like they used to. I don't think they give the same like care and attention anymore.
I don't know.
Everything's built
they're
to
just-
fail. They went through this phase of building everything to fail.
They're just so big mass produced now, ain't they? So, it's like, do you really care? Probably not.
They just have to last the warranty period, and then after that, it's gravy for them. Okay, I'm in.
There's so many servers up.
Yes, more
Oh, it's
awkward, isn't it?
crazy.
You'll think so on Tuesday.
Do not move, any single one of you.
Everybody stand still.
Yeah. Stand still.
Neo GP, thank you for subbing. Welcome. Yeah, Kia does have a good warranty, 7-year warranty. You can often tell about the build quality of anything by the warranty they give away with it.
Yeah, we just bought the Sportage. Well, I'll just say just a little while back bought the Sportage, and other than things going wrong that we've caused, it's been pretty good to be fair.
I mean, I said to like my girls when they were buying a car, I just said, look, if you were going to get a car, get something like a Kia, get your 7-year warranty with it. Oh, I'm not sure I like the look of that. I'm like, okay. So they went and bought an Audi, and both of them have had issues. So yeah.
One car I wouldn't have.
Yeah, we had the A5, I think it was the big estate at my dad's, and it was the worst car we've ever had. Turbo lag, whatever the other lag is, I can't remember. Auto lag.
Indeed, Gil. But they wanted an Audi because it looked good and they liked the brand name. And they can take photographs and show off to the friends.
Status symbol. That's what you're saying, isn't
They're
it?
paying for it.
I bet they've got Apple as well. One of them things, if that's what they
Just
want.
get a Dacia Sandero. Dacia Duster or whatever they're called.
Dacia. That's how they pronounce it, isn't it? Dacia.
I don't care. Tell you one car that is bulletproof is a Volvo.
That's the image they like to portray. There's just Sommy not in yet then.
He did come in and then he left. So I'm guessing he's having trouble.
It just froze. It didn't do anything.
Oh, is somebody not in? Okay. Oh, Jesus.
I'm standing still, Paul's standing still, and then there's Dave in a crane.
I've stopped. I thought everyone was in when I checked. He was on. He
Well,
was
there
in on my screen.
There was 4-player icons, but
Yeah, that's
he
what I mean.
wasn't
There was 4
fully in the
people, and I
game.
looked, and he was there. He was at the spawning point. Do you like my helmet?
you got a Range Rover battle rabbit. You're brave. They're expensive to repair. Well done, Dave. Finally got the squirrel hat. No, the Mercedes build quality is not as good as it used to be either. None of them are, to be honest.
Right.
They've always had to. They've had to like try and earn more money on them.
Hey,
And the
Summer.
build quality's gone down, and
The more reliable they make something, the less money they're going to make. So they're not incentivized to do it.
true.
So I'd like to say, even though I crashed, I would say that's the most simple sync we've had so
I
far.
was going to say, I synced up instantly when I jumped in.
Yeah, I did as well.
Hang on a second, Paul, just look over here. Yeah, so actually my game hasn't synced because I haven't got the big beams on the top of the beer.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, Sammy, but you seem to be the one struggling to get in usually, and then you've
It's
got the
probably
sync
just my
issues.
broadband speed, if anything.
Probably.
What happens when you live in the middle of nowhere?
Correctamundo.
Prefer live in the middle of nowhere though than not. Can't wait to do that when I'm older.
Don't lie, Dave. You want to live in Basildon, really?
Of course he does.
If I could live anywhere in the world, and I had enough money to buy like a house that I'd want, I think, well, not in the world, in England, I should say, I'd live down in Bude and Cornwall. I love it down there.
I think I'd rather be in Devon than Cornwall,
Oh,
personally.
yeah, I would go
Nah,
Devon rather than
Bude, mate.
Cornwall.
Bude's so nice. The
I've been
reason
to
you go
Bude.
to Bude,
No Bude.
yeah, the reason it's
on,
good
Dave.
though is because you can get to Devon and you can get to Somerset and you can, from one place. You don't have to drive each way. Is dead nice.
I just can't do Cornwall anymore. I have family down there, so I'm just like, I don't go because to me it's closed 6 months of the year and it's only open when tourists are around because that's what everyone lives on, and it's just a money grab now.
Well, since COVID, the prices down in Devon and Cornwall have gone through the roof
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
because people are looking to escape the urban life.
They're also building a load out. We went Bude about a month and a half back, and since the last time me and Sarah went, there was so much built up now. All of the old places have changed. They've got new houses everywhere. There's new shops everywhere. It's dead weird.
If I could live anywhere in the world, it would probably be New Zealand.
Never been.
It's on my bucket list of places to go.
If you've never been, how do you know? You might be allergic to just.
He wants to live there, but he's never been. I love it.
I was going to say Taiwan's probably my favourite place that I've been, but the language barrier wrecks you.
Google Translate.
That and being bitten by like weird insects, Dave.
I only nearly died once, and I've been there
That
6
wrecks you
times.
as well, quite literally.
No, I've only nearly died once, to be fair. And
Only
that could have
once?
happened anywhere. Taiwan's brilliant though, just for like the way people are and just loads of stuff. I know they, well, until anything happens with China,
I
obviously.
was going to say, it's a bit too close to China for my liking.
So he wants to go to New Zealand because he's a hobbit. You what, mate?
Lord of the Rings is filmed there.
That's very nice.
I would say it went over your head, but then you'd probably accuse me of shoving like another pun or something.
No, I don't mind you, Paul, because you gave me concrete, unlike the other two.
Lol.
There's just no standard, is there?
Oh my
What?
god.
What
What?
happened?
They need turning over because all the hooks are on the other side.
Hang on, I might be able to flip them. One sec.
I just went near them with a crane arm and they just went ping. Hang on, that's one. Jeez, what the heck was that?
There you go.
There you go, Paul. Me and Pups use super strength.
We're just that good.
What is this? Is this the jetty or something?
The marina walkway section.
I'm waiting for. If you look in the top left,
Lol, Paul.
What?
I thought that was the bit where Dave was going to go.
They couldn't be because none of mine was light blue. Only that one.
place the ramp.
What the camera? Right, you need to
Clear
remove the
large
crane.
area.
You're right
it's
where the
me.
crane is.
So I guess we don't need that crane anymore.
Guess not.
Wait, what's just happened? The load of posts are just magic 10.
Yep. And then you have to pour concrete
Okay.
into them. We have more concrete coming in the second bit. I don't know if it's worth getting the next concrete thing out or not.
Fermi just has, I think.
Need another mixer though, won't we?
You getting the mixer, Dave? You want me to get it?
We can do. We can get a couple if you want.
I
I
wasn't
was
sure if
making
you was doing
Pups
it.
wasn't remembering that.
So I got it.
But Pup seems to be slacking on the old cementy.
I would like to know I did set this all up by myself because you did.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Let me just order you a gold start.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Sammy, can you reach this one here?
Which one? Where? There?
Where am I? Yeah, this one. I can't.
I don't think so. Lol, look at that.
You never know. It might just let us get away with not doing that one.
Maybe not.
Are you dismantling or what?
Yeah, let's move then, Paul. Let's go down in the actual pit. You pulled forward.
I didn't know what you was doing.
That didn't
Look,
work out. I was thinking, well, if I drive round, I won't have so far of reverse.
I actually thought you was gonna like turn around here, but yeah, I get what you're doing now. open the lid. Nah, Dusty, she doesn't. She plays Animal Crossing, that's about it.
Surely she's going to play the new Harry Potter, though.
Oh yeah, crikey, yeah. She'll actually, she's more likely to watch my son play it than play it herself. She's quite happy
Or
to
your
let.
son a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah, yeah. And my daughters, they all are.
But no Dumbledore died.
They knew about
Titanic
Dumbledore
sinks.
dying before we'd even seen it on the cinema. They'd read all the books.
I can't do any more, Sammy. It's the two end ones where I am, and then you're.
Why are they all stuck on 74?
Because they go up.
Well, there's only 3 of them, and there's like 6 poles or more.
I think they're clustered as jobs.
There you go. It's going up.
What, Hannah? No.
I don't even think he understands what that means, Hannah.
I do understand what it means.
Do you? Of course he understands. He was one of the people who played Dobby.
That was a good one, Dave.
He's too tall to play Dobby.
You have to ruin it, don't you, Sammy?
Dave is now playing Construction Sim.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
If it's like Hunt Showdown, he won't be in the squad afterwards. Yeah, that one there, Summer.
What my friends are so.
Oh, it's like a foot away from it. I don't think I've got you on my friends list, eh?
I didn't think I had some.
Wow.
Where's the marked area? I can't see any markings.
The whole
The
bottom
whole
bit.
thing where you and Sammy are.
Uh-oh.
Hannah, didn't he get that in like a Harry Potter gave it to him in a book or something?
Whoa!
Well, hey.
What?
He removed the wall.
You're in the way now, pups.
Yeah, I'm just.
Well, all of that stuff can go away now, right?
And no, there's more concrete in to come.
There
Yeah, I
isn't.
think there's more.
Oh, I
There's no
thought-
more concrete and component placement.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I thought there was something and then concreting.
Yeah, that was those 3 jobs.
Then yes, they can go away.
We're going to have to just use that crane because the the crane spot's underwater now. Oh, I'm in the water.
Well done, Dave. Fell in.
Hey, Paul, do you want to lift the ones to the other side of the marina and I'll move a crane to here to do the short version?
Wait, there's 4 boxes and there's 4 things here.
6 things.
Oh, is there?
There's 2 this side as well, to your right.
Oh, I can only see 1 on my screen, so that's useless then.
Well, I can only see 3 at the moment. So where's the 6th box then?
Wait, where's he gone? It was. Okay, it's gone off my screen now as well. Oh no, the walls all.
It's probably
Very crazy
underwater,
to me.
don't worry about it.
You need me to order an extra one, Paul?
Well, we can just skip the task, worst case scenario. If you can't
Just
find
order
it.
one.
Order
to be
fast
delivered?
delivery here and just get it instant delivered.
Well, I can only see 2. And I
We need
need
3.
3, so...
Right, let me fast deliver 1 in.
I can only see 1 now.
Should see 2 there now. 3 there. I don't know how many's on your screen, Paul.
I saw something wiggle, but hang on. Maybe you just put one
I
inside
think we
the
need
other.
one more, don't we?
Yeah, they're actually glitched inside each other.
Right, okay. That's why I couldn't see him. Oh no, on our screen we've got 2 completely different things. I've just got 1 pallet left.
I would say the jib on the mobile crane is realistic. I've seen some and they're quite big.
You wouldn't want to lift heavy weights with that though, would you?
Well, it's exponential, isn't it? The longer it's out, the
The
less
less
it
you
can
can
lift.
pick up,
Yeah.
So it would probably still lift 10 ton on full extension. Easy.
if not more.
Yeah.
Would it not? Do you not reckon the leverage on the actual vehicle would just tip it?
Well, that change it. They vary that as well, depending on the weight.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
put
that's what I mean. Like
concrete
10
blocks on
ton
the
at that
back.
end, it'd be massive. Like on this end, you'd need so much counterbalance for that. Saying that, I suppose these stands are pretty wide.
So it has a 78-meter boom.
78 meters.
It can maximally hoist something 114 meters. And it has a 300-ton load capacity.
Holy moly!
Okay, okay.
Scary.
Colour me impressed.
It could literally lift your house up, no problem.
Yeah.
The total ballast is 96 tons.
Oh, okay. There we go. I was going to say it must have a massive ballast, but I didn't know. Didn't think
Yeah,
it
but
was gonna be that
96
big.
tons and it can still pick up how much? 300 and something.
Does it tell you what maximum weight at maximum extension is?
Hang on, I'm just having to download the technical data PDF off the internet. Hang on. I'm sure this will come in useful at some point.
Just wait, you'll be at a pub quiz.
I think we should.
What is the maximum load of it?
I reckon we should all chip in and go and rent one for a day. Just
What,
go around
move
picking
your
things
house?
up. No, just go
Okay.
picking things up.
So the main boom extends to 74 meters, and then you can buy an additional lattice bit that goes on the end, giving you the extra 50 meters that you haven't already got.
What?
So it makes it look like a tower crane, basically.
I know the piece you're on about.
Yeah. So at full width, at full length with the lattice bit on it, it's 2.7 tons. What about just the crane?
It depends the angle you've got it as well.
Yeah.
It's like it's horizontal trying to pick something up.
Wow.
Well, this is a 92-page document. Hang on.
Lol.
Is that all in German?
Nearly. Lifting capabilities.
In Vegas, they have parks where you can rent these large equipment and have fun for the day.
Right,
Where's
okay.
that, Adam?
That's a
So,
Vegas.
Yeah, where about in Vegas?
so at 14 meters, e.g., when you've just stood it upright, and it's within 3 meters of the craft, it can lift 135 tons.
Wow.
At full extension, at 78 meters away, it can lift 2 tons, which is what I pretty much said.
That's still impressive.
That's, yeah.
See, that's more. I was thinking like a couple of ton. I didn't think it would lift 10 or 15, so I thought a couple of ton maybe, but I just didn't know what ballast said at all. I didn't know anything about that.
I need one of them.
I've been to the rent a tank places, Adam. I've just never been to the what's it one? So I have to go Vegas in like January when I go CES. I hate Vegas, but if I can get played a dig or something.
Yeah. Worth it.
Hey Stan, how's it going, dude?
Do we need to do a team building event at Diggerland then, Paul?
Yes.
Diggerland. Have you seen the ones at Diggerland? They're rubbish. Wait, worry? That's not light blue.
Wait a sec,
They're all
Paul, leave it
like
there,
blue
man.
for me.
Leave it there a sec.
Can't put it down.
Oh, you have to pick up. Yeah.
You have to what, Pubs?
Pick up the ones without the hole in first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't put this down, Pubs.
Swing it to your left and try and put it in the load zone where the deliveries come in. You keep going left. Oh, you've done it. Never mind.
You're risking life there, Dave.
It'll just go, oi, and it'll like reset, right?
No, he was running around in it earlier.
It's 26 quid for an adult to get in a Diggerland. Wow.
I saw the Diggerland summit up where I live, and I looked at it on Google Maps, and it was like 2 football pitches big, and I was like, how much to go in there for the day?
Wow.
I bet you have to queue up on the machines as well.
Oh, pay on the day admission prices are £32 per person.
Right. I can think of better things to spend that on.
I can't. Let's go.
Lol. I mean, that's a decent kebab, isn't it, guys? Come on.
I was going to say, I like kebabs.
Yeah, we have the kebab after we've played on the trees.
That's just the entrance fee, though, isn't it? That's not... Surely they charge you to go on each thing.
No, I think that's why it's so expensive to get in.
Yeah, but they're tiny.
I like that. Oh dear. The little things.
So there's one in Kent, one in County Durham, one in West Yorkshire, and one in Devon.
Yeah, the Durham one's near me, so
Yeah.
Kent, Durham, where was it?
Kent, Durham, West Yorkshire, Castleford,
Oh, we don't go Yorkshire way.
and I don't know which one was it. Devon.
Devon, we could do Devon and just have a proper trek down to Devon and spend a couple of days in Devon. And
you could get some pretty Christmas decorations for that. No, I'm alright. I'd rather stick pins in my eyeball.
So I've just gone on the Devon page, and I love that the 3rd or 5th tab down says helicopter landing.
what?
Is that implying that you've got that much money to go to Diggerland that you can land a helicopter there?
If you
In
can...
their right mind would take a
Hey,
helicopter to
If you got a
Diggerland.
helicopter, you don't need to go to Diggerland.
To
You just-
quote, paying visitors to Diggerland are able to arrive by helicopter at all 4 UK Diggerland locations without charge.
That's
I
insane.
actually know.
Prior
I actually know
permissions,
someone-
PPR, however, must be given in order to receive permission.
I know what that is. That's basically rich dads renting the whole thing out for their kids
Yeah.
and then just fly them in on a chopper.
One of my friends has got a helicopter, so that means we could.
Right,
If
let's
we do
go
that,
to
I'm going to
organise it.
Devon. No, he can only carry 2 people, I think.
Well, plenty of trips. They're back. They're back.
He might be able to carry 3, I don't know.
What, you can only
I've
carry
never been
2
up
people
with
in
him.
his chopper?
Yeah,
Must be a pup-sized chopper.
Oh, is it one of those little ones with 2 seats?
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I've never been in. He keeps on. It's like a friend of the neighbours that you met, the guys across the road. He's got a helicopter, the one with the what's it called? That silly car that he's got. TVR, is it? Is that a car?
DVR.
Something like that, like a little sports car. He thinks he's James Bond, so he's got a helicopter. He's got a little sports car. He thinks he's James Bond. It's brilliant. Every time I speak
Thinks
to
he's
him,
James Bond.
oh, he does. He says that like he's not even taking the mick out of him. He does say, oh yeah, basically like James Bond. He loves it. He buys all these expensive watches.
My name's Pups. Passionate Pups.
It's like we said to him, oh, why don't you get a message? You know, like get a message. He's like, what do you want to do that for? She'd mess up my house. That's what she
Mess
says.
up my house?
That's what he says. Like, she'd sit on my settee. You're like, well, yeah. because at his house, like, you can't sit in his bucket chair. That's just for show.
Lol.
So you go around, and it's like, shall we sit on the bucket chair? You can't. What? You can't sit on that. What? You'll mess up the cushions.
God.
I would say the controls are better than 15. Yeah. Do you know what we should do, Dave? Buy a kebab shop
Oh,
and make
that'd
it the
be great,
best
wouldn't it?
kebab ever.
Oh, the camera keeps
We-
freaking out on this thing.
We just need an investor, and then we can call it Squirrels Kebabs. Or Squirrels Nuts.
Oh yeah, you two are the most highly investable people I know.
Aye, if we did that, for every person that got a kebab could get a squirrel cap as well. Just saying.
Yeah, just
Every
eat
sub
into the
gets a
profits. I
10%
love it.
discount. Or we could make it a sandwich shop as well, and every sub gets a free sub.
Every sub gets a free sub.
See, worth it for the cap. We've got this, Dave.
Right, like. This is why I'm in marketing.
Then, Paul, you wouldn't have to worry about processing fees if you ever sell caps again. It would all be handled from the kebab shop.
Do you know what the problem is, though, Dave? Is people in marketing, they spend other people's money. That's what they do.
Well, there you go. Well, come on now. Don't be like that.
We come up with a great business idea, Dave, and this is what we get.
I've barely even spent 20 grand this week.
This week. I don't even spend that a year, Dave.
Oh no! We had to. It's my previous job. I think I spent the most I spent in 1 month was like 150 grand.
Let me speak to the mildly Irish bloke that Dave likes.
I hate him. I wanted to punch him, then I realised that I had no punch thing.
Well now, this marina has scored us huge bonus points. The people living in this neighborhood have wanted their own yacht club for a long time. And we now have some wealthy allies on our side, which can never hurt.
It's all right, Paul. I've just got your boat for you, mate. So I'll just leave it in the marina, right?
Yeah. Well, the next mission's build a U-boat pen.
I've just come out of it and it's wrecked all of the things.
Wait, clear the construction. What's in the way? Is
The
it
crane?
That.
Oh, look at even the palm trees. Look at that.
They look like really cheap, dirty yachts. We just built a rich man's playground. Well done.
I was going to say, all we've done here has made it so rich people can get closer to the city. That's not sustainable.
We got paid some wonga though.
Well, you did.
You got paid
Yeah,
as
what do you
well.
say?
Can I drive this off the pier? Is that a thing?
Don't be wasting skill points on fitness, Paul.
Oh, I've got him in. Oh my God, I can run so quick. Come here, Dave. Want to race you?
No, go away.
Come on, come here.
I'm
Where are
not
you?
speaking to you.
Come on, Dave.
No, no,
Come on, Dave.
no,
Race me. Race me.
no, go away. Go away. Right, that's it. See ya.
Let's
Goodbye.
go.
Goodbye forever.
That is a boost, that is.
No, I can't catch anybody.
Dave,
Full
quick.
gazelle.
I can't get him. I'm no longer
Come on, Dave.
gazelle-like.
Come on, run. Why are you so slow, Dave? Come on.
It's the knocks on the
Look
head.
how slow you are. Look. That's quite a difference to your
Sarah,
sprint speed.
Paul's picking on me.
Oh, shut it, Dave.
Sarah, next time Paul comes round, make sure you hit him.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Sarah, next time
Oh.
Paul comes round, don't make his bed.
Wow. I know, Sarah. She won't physically abuse you, mate. You have to be all right.
Right, last mission in the campaign is Shipyard.
Woo!
Which
What do you
does-
reckon? An hour and 20 minutes, guys?
Seeing what it involves.
Lots of roof, steel bearing. Yeah. If we don't hard mod, I don't think we'll finish it today.
Topsoil removal. Because that always goes well.
Yep. Dozer, excavator, usual stuff. Have you got Trains of World 3 in front of optimization? I have got it. I haven't spent time with it because this came out.
This is better than Train Sim anyway, Paul.
We make it better than Train Sim.
At least this game has new content.
What do we need? We need dump trucks, don't we?
Yeah. I don't know, Pilgrim. I think it depends on how stable you want your multiplayer experience. £55,000, Pops. 55 grand.
Well,
not my
the
fault we
jobs
need
are
all the
rolling in.
materials.
Your company is a true blessing, and I hope our lucky streak will hold.
I noticed I don't.
Now that the
cost me a lot
marina
of
is
money.
ready, the demand for shipbuilding is also returned. We can use the abandoned site of the former fishing companies to construct a new shipyard. This is where streamlined yachts can be designed and built in the future.
I don't smoke Ravenhill, so I wouldn't really need a cigarette break. Right. Remove topsoil. Extra bonus points for putting the dumper on top of the mound that we need to excavate.
Well, it wasn't there when I bought the truck. You need to move loads of it. I don't like this last 10 minutes. We've been picking on me. Let's take you back to picking on pups.
Oh, it's not fun when it happens to you, is it, Dave?
Oh my god, boys. Oh, it's so annoying when you just tap a button and then the vehicle goes miles. Oh!
Well, Dave, I nearly killed you then with the excavator because I didn't see a high vis, so I couldn't see you like a ghost.
Open your eyes. I'm wearing bright orange. I am a high vis.
Crow Daddy, good night, sir.
The way that Fox acts on stream, I expect him to be the type of old man with a dog screaming at motorbikes when they go by.
I'm
Just
just
shaking his
comment
fist with a
about
walking
that
stick.
person.
It's weird the way the dig physics work. It's like not a matter of digging what you can see, it's digging what it'll let you take.
Yeah, well, there has to be some sort of constraint somewhere, doesn't it? Otherwise, you'll end up in China, right?
Yeah, to be fair, with us not doing it, we'd end up just digging so far down and then dumping all the vehicles, anything ain't stuck.
I think they should totally allow that.